When we are aligned with the center of the galaxy, our psychic ability goes up by 400%. Sidereal time changes by 4 minutes a day. So you have to calculate it. There are websites that allow you to calculate sidereal time. At 13 hours and 30 minutes sidereal time, for about 1 hour you will be 400% more psychic. It turns out that this is when your position on the Earth is on the opposite side of where the center of the galaxy is. So it may be that the Earth is shielding you from this energy in the galaxy, and thus your psychic ability suddenly goes up. The energy is normally pumping you up more and more, but when you're shielded from it, you get a chance to breathe, and your abilities rise. Now, to finish this part of my presentation, I'm going to show you prophecies from the 1950s that hardly anyone has ever seen. Most of these are in books that you can still buy on Amazon. And it will show that in the 1950s, all this stuff about interplanetary climate change was predicted. These prophecies also say that the interplanetary climate change will create DNA evolution. And it also says that we will experience a golden age as a result of all this. The first man we're going to talk about is George Van Tassel, as you can see him here. The book that this comes from is called The Council of Seven Lights. This is the date that it was published, as you can see. Here is where he says that the Earth is passing between the third into the fourth density. He says our solar system is moving from one density into another. He says the Earth is culminating a minor cycle, major cycle, and master cycle all at the same time. He says that the Earth will rebalance on a new pole, and this will create the great earthquakes written of in Revelations. This is his own drawing, which is a little bit inaccurate, of the passing between the third and fourth density. This is us right here. But this is akin to the galactic energy field and the center of the galaxy. That's how you think of it.
What is the exterior one?
These energy fields expand away from the center of the galaxy, and we're now breaking into the fourth density energy. Okay. He said that once this happens, the Earth will go up to 370 days in a year. So that means the planet's position in the solar system will change. He says that as our solar system moves through the galaxy, it goes through ever-increasing frequencies of vibration. He says each solar system and every planet must evolve through this. Must evolve even as babies must learn to crawl before they can walk. Then he goes into a long discussion about these two lines of force that he calls A and B. He says the rotation of the planet is caused by the interruption of these lines of force. He said that the sun is growing larger by digesting matter from the galaxy. So as we are moving into a stronger energy in the galaxy, our solar system is getting stronger. Now he's describing geometry. This is a diagram of what he says is inside the sun. This was 1958. This geometry is identical to what Richard Hoagland is now discovering in the planets. Now he's talking about time, and he says that the reason why we have time is because our planet is moving. But if we were not moving, we would not experience time. If time itself ever moved, everything in the universe would explode. This also means that we can speed up the vibration in a small area, and time will move faster in that small area. One of the Project Camelot witnesses, Gordon Neville, said that by simply creating anti-gravity, you switch off time. That's one of the reasons why they don't want to release anti-gravity technology. An anti-gravity machine is a time machine, period. You can move forward in time, backward in time, or sideways in time. If you move ahead of the Earth's rotation, you move into the future. If you move behind the Earth's rotation, you're traveling into the past. So with nothing more than the simplest anti-gravity machine, you can move through time and see things before they happen. Do you remember Superman the movie? Do you remember how he flew around the Earth and slowed it down? And you remember how that's how he traveled into the past to save Lois Lane? Do you think that maybe the CIA was a consultant on Superman? The book, Council of Seven Lights, by George Van Tassel. Okay, so, all right. So we're going to move into the next one. This is not published anywhere on the internet except for in the last 2 months. You can find it on the lnlresearch.org website, llresearch.org. It's another contact that was vetted by this scientist named Dr. Wilbert Smith as being authentic. Wilbert Smith had access to classified UFO information. And from this, he came up with a list of 200 questions. He asked these channelers the 200 questions and only accepted the ones who got every question correct. George Van Tassel was one of those channels. This book never got published, however. But now we're going to read it. You can see the nastiness of the paper that it was printed on because it was so old. And again, you can see late 1950s. Wilbert Smith often complained that the messages sounded evangelical. But these beings represent the same forces as the angels in the Bible. And it's not just Christian, it's every religious tradition that has these type of beings. So they say that all are created equal, and the time will come when everyone on your planet will know this. They said if you want to understand the creation, you have to understand light and love. The most important thing you need at the beginning is the desire to seek the information. Now this is a misspelled word. Sound it out and tell me what it sounds like. What did Dan Burrish say on our video? Remember what he said that the being said to him in the lab the first time? Adonai?
Was war das
This is
erste?
exactly the same word. From 1958, obscure channeling that nobody's ever seen before. Oh,
Odin.
Adonai.
Ordinate.
That's how they spelled it because they didn't know how to spell it. And I laughed when Dan Burrish said that a being told him the same word. I nodded my head and said, uh-huh. So then they start telling him that he is being conditioned. This came in the form of twitches in his body when the contact was about to begin. He said, the more you meditate, the stronger the contact will be. He said that if you seek love, you will be amply rewarded. Light and love will drive away all darkness. The people of your planet must seek love and light, for there is great darkness on your world. This will bring about a greater world and a greater understanding in your people. Okay. He says we have a choice. We can eliminate ourselves from the planet or turn to the heavens and make this planet into a heaven. We have the free will to create a new world. That's why we're all here for this conference. Okay. He said, your people love wealth and power. How much better it would be to love each other. If you love one another, it will change the foundation of your entire existence. If you are to survive the coming cataclysm, this must be done. Remember the Russian science about the pyramids stopping the earthquakes. Now, in the next sentence, it says, the Creator is bringing your solar system back into balance. In 1958, we did not see interplanetary climate change yet. If you live in peace, harmony, and perfection, you will see the beauty of the whole creation. A new dawn of understanding is coming to your planet. Okay. You must change if you want to survive on your planet. Now check this out. Your solar system is moving into an area of space where the vibrations are much higher. This will cause changes in your planet's features. It will also cause changes in your people. The vibrations on the planet will become higher. Therefore, you must raise your vibration in order to exist on the planet. The only way you can raise your vibration is by your thinking. The most important quality of the 15% of people that are not susceptible to mind control is their thinking. We still have free will. You can decide to change and live on the planet in a heavenly kingdom, or you can reincarnate on a different planet that is materialistic and continue learning your lessons. And what they don't tell you here is that you get 25,000 years to figure it out. Okay. This basically says the same thing. Many will not believe our story, but if you do not believe, you are not punished.